What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Don't Listen to Me podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Lo.
And I'm Alnisa. What's up, y'all? Hey, we back.
We back. Before we go any further, make sure that you guys like this video, hit that subscribe button, share our podcast with several of your friends and foes, because we'll get them together for you. Okay. Today we're gonna just jump right into the topic. So I was watching. So quick backstory. Y'all know, Auntie is
Auntie.
unmarried. Okay, Auntie is unwed. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
in the
Mm-hmm.
eyes of the church mothers and the deacons, Auntie is single. Okay. So my mom has been doing this thing recently where she'll
Oh
send me
gosh.
like interviews or like just things about women getting married, like waiting on God for your husband, like God's gonna send you
Mm,
your husband.
Lord
So
Jesus.
it's been adorable, and I love that, and amen to that, because
Hallelujah.
I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I could see myself getting married again. So amen, God will do it. God, only God can do
Amen.
it. Only God can do it.
Hallelujah.
Only God, only God, only God can do it in the name of
Ooh.
Jesus.
Yes, I'm ready to
So
go to a good old church sermon. Ooh.
me too, sis. I've just been watching like knee slapping, toe tapping, praise and
Mm.
worship music on
Yes,
YouTube.
me. I've been listening to it on Pandora all day today. And I was just in my office like,
It just makes you
yes, if I could shout,
feel
I
good.
would. It
Oh,
do.
make you feel good.
Yeah, baby.
Anyway,
All
so
right.
that being said, my mom recently sent me this video of a newlywed woman who is a Christian woman, and she talked about, you know, God sending her a husband, and
Uh-huh.
it being worth the wait. And the interviewer was like, oh, you waited so long to get married, and
Mhm.
all of this and all of that. And I was like, while I was watching it, I was praying, like, Lord, if there is something that I need to be looking out for, a message for me in the middle somewhere, because okay, I had to ask the Lord
I
to
got you.
tune my vision,
Doop, doop,
keep my
doop, doop.
eyes lifted to the hills
Antennas.
where my help come
Antennas.
from. Yeah, yeah, tune me in, Lord, because
Locked in.
I was missing the message. I was missing the message. I was like, no, no, because
This ain't the one. This
I
ain't the
don't
one.
think this the one for me. It ain't for me, but I know it's for somebody. It wasn't for me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because one, the young woman was not old. They
Yeah.
prefaced it like, oh, she had been. What's that gift? Have y'all seen that gift of the
Mm.
lady from the Titanic
Why you
when
laugh?
she rocking? She old. You know how they flash to the present day on the
Yes.
Titanic, and she been like, it's been 84 years. They made
My
it seem
Jesus.
like it had been
It was,
84 years, Jesus, and she was just an old maid that was never get. This woman was
yeah,
29 when she met her husband, or somewhere around there, 29, 30, got a baby.
28, 29. Yeah.
And I'm like, so you're not actually old. You're young.
Not at all.
It's not. It hasn't been a very long time, sis.
Hmm.
For you to be getting married. Like, this is a really good age, 29, 30. That's a
Yeah.
great age. I think
Yeah.
ideal, at least in today's time
Absolutely.
frame, to get married and start a
Absolutely.
family. So, especially because she had a very wonderful career. A lot of times I feel
Hmm.
like we see a lot more women who are very career driven,
Right. But her career had
40s,
already taken
50s.
off.
Yeah. I'm talking like women that I
She's
love,
solid.
Tracy Ellis Ross, Regina
Even Gabrielle
Hall,
Union, she
Gabrielle.
waited for a long time to start a
Yes.
family.
And get married. So I'm like, that's more of what I think of when I think of, like, women who um get married a little later in life,
Hmm.
not
Hmm.
30, 29, 30 years old, so
Yeah.
that was one reason why I didn't connect to my spirit. Yeah, feel me. Two, she ain't been married but 2 minutes. So you don't know if it was worth the wait, baby. You got to wait. This man ain't, he ain't,
Showed his
ah,
eh, just yet.
You ain't even been married
You in the
long enough
honeymoon phase. Yeah.
for real. And even if you're, because maybe they going through some stuff and she just wanted to put that message out. I personally am like, it's a way. Okay, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Okay,
Don't do it.
I'm not. She the one with a husband. Okay, don't listen to me. Okay, but what I feel, because hey, this is our podcast, so I get to say what I feel.
Come on, tell them.
So what
said
I
that in the mic.
Don't worry, I'll say it in the mic. This our podcast, so I get to say what I feel with my chest. So what I think is, it's a way to encourage women who desires to be married, and inspire them and let them know that God has a plan for you without almost, it feels more gimmicky and like catchy. Like, is this really the ministry that God has called you to tell women, you, even if you've been waiting for a long time for a husband, just continue to wait. God will give you what you want. You don't have to settle. You don't have to do this. I feel like all of those are buzzwords and catchphrases versus saying, if you desire to be married and you are unmarried, press into God, ask God to ensure that your heart and your desires are aligned with what He has for you. And then be open to receive it, because I feel like the problem a lot of times is, and I don't hear people talking about this. I don't hear people when they
talk about it.
When they're saying, "Oh, I've waited for so long." I don't hear people saying, "Oh yeah, I waited for so long and then I settled, and I got with Joe Schmo because we had an exciting time, and this, and he made a lot of money, and this and that and the third." It kind of goes into what we were talking about partnership versus personality. I think when God starts to turn your heart away from those things about just, oh, what he got, what he can do for you, and the look of us on social media, and oh, I finally get to say my husband, my man, all of this. No, you need a man that will honor you, that will respect you, that will love you, that will cover you, that will protect you, that will pray for you, that will fast for you, that will intercede for you, that will be an example to your sons, that will treat your daughters how men should speak to and treat women, that will be good and kind to the people around him, that treat people that are maybe in a lower station in life with dignity and respect. Like, these are the things that I feel like should be the message, not just a blanket statement of don't settle, God will, you can get the man that you want, you can get this that you want. You know what? How about we focus on pressing into God, or just be like, you know what, God, if it's your desire for me to be single and that's my ministry, let me do that to the best of my ability. And that don't mean that, oh, I'm gonna be making every decision perfect and correct. I know plenty of single women who, and not to say, oh, one is right or one is wrong, but who've had children and maybe partners, and they've never been married, but they are still walking in a righteous path and in purpose. So I don't like that whole, like, I said a lot, and I'm gonna stop there. But I personally, that's my thoughts on that, sis. Please tell me what you think.
In your words, you said a lot of good stuff. On sis. You preach that thing. You hear what I'm saying? Because listen here, let me tell you something. Let me just give you my 2 cents. I did watch it, and similar to your views, the first thing I thought of was, didn't she just get married? Like, why is this a topic? And it really could be a topic and bless someone else, but it kind of almost goes back to, in my mind, and just in my mind, don't listen to me, but remember how it was a few episodes ago when I was talking about how TD Jakes reference a friend of his who came to him and told him that they were going to write a book about marriage, and did. And he was telling them at that time that they hadn't put enough hours and enough years and enough blood, sweat, and tears to be telling someone else
Yeah.
about and giving them advice on how to be in a successful marriage. And if I remember correctly, that couple, the person that wrote the book, actually got a divorce. And so it kind of goes hand in hand, like, okay, yes, I do think maybe the message is different, of course, saying that I waited on God. The whole idea, though, of I didn't like the way that it was kind of focused on. Even the interviewer was like, well, why did you wait so long to get married? And, did you, and it was one of those things like, well, I, I didn't want to get, she did say that. She said, I didn't want to get married. And at that time in her life, I think she was saying that her mom was kind of putting pressure on her about getting married. And her mom called her and was like, you don't want to get married? And like you said, it goes back to, I don't know why there's this whole stigma on if you are a woman and of a certain age, then you must not be happy if you're not married and you have a family. Like you said, why can't I be happy and I be single and be living in my purpose? And 30 years old, when that lady was like, why did you wait so long? And I was thinking to myself,
30 years old being too late, being old to get married is crazy to me.
it's insane. But you know what?
30?
I think that's the old school way of thinking, because
Very old school way. Like, yeah. I think very old school way.
it's the old school way of thinking, because I feel like, back in the day, and way back in the day, I mean, we can go from different generations to generations, where in way back when, they was marrying girls at 14, 14 and 15 and 16. And then you go on along a little further, they were getting married right after high school. Then you go on a little further, you're getting married in your early 20s. And then now it's because some women are choosing, let me get my ish together, let me start my career, let me, stabilize where I am in life before I decide to, one, invite someone in, and two, decide to take care of a whole nother human being. You'll never have enough money unless you Jay-Z, Beyonce, Oprah Winfrey, Will Smith. You'll never have enough money to Tyler Perry to support a child. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot that goes in. When people say, why haven't you decided to have kids yet? And I try to really be like intentional about I think I used to, at some point in my life, when women had, my age, and be like, oh, you think you want to have kids? I had to stop saying that, because one, there could be a number of reasons. Some women can't have kids, and you don't want to be insensitive. But two, some women just don't want to have kids, or they have a plan like, hey, I ain't trying to bring another human being in this world that I literally have to stop everything and center my life around them. Like, it is hard.
Yeah.
It ain't easy.
Especially, and everyone doesn't have the same type of support. So it's not like as easy as, oh, just have a kid and you don't have any family, you don't have a partner. Like,
I couldn't imagine.
Crazy.
I couldn't imagine I couldn't imagine having kids and not having my support system. I mean, literally in my own brain, I could not even fathom that being the case. I would be in the crazy home somewhere. You get what I'm saying? So I think that that way of thinking is I wish we would change that mindset of women have to be married at a certain age, start a family at a certain age. in order to be happy or in order to be fulfilled in God's eyes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's almost like people use it like it's an actual evidence of you being in God's will, like a fruit
Right.
of the spirit. Like, okay, not gentleness, kindness, love, joy, but
But
marriage
married.
and children and motherhood is
Right.
like, just
Yeah.
for women,
The forefront.
that is the evidence that God is with you and God has favored you, not all of these other things. So I mean, yeah, I completely agree, and it's just, I don't know, it's it it is for some people and it isn't for others. Some people
Yeah.
want to be married young and start their family young. Some people want to be a little older. Some people want to be a little older. Some people want to be a little older, and some people never want it. And that is
And vice versa. Some people do want to be married at a young age and have kids
yeah,
at a
that's
young
what I was
age, but it
saying.
just
Yeah.
but it just hadn't happened for them. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh,
not just,
right, but it
you
hasn't
know what I'm
happened.
saying? It
That's
hasn't
true.
happened. Right.
Right, but it just hasn't happened. That's true. That's true. Absolutely, 100%. So, um, yeah, I do really, I think I have an issue with specifically the church latching on to every new couple
Yes.
that got married and saying,
Yeah.
making them
Put
like the be
ah,
putting the wife, not the husband, putting the wife in front of cameras and interviewers on all of these Christian platforms and saying, tell us how
see,
God
God
has,
did it for her. He could do it for you too.
and we don't know what God did. We don't know who did that for her,
We
because
don't
we
know
don't know what
we
that
don't know what
man,
they've been through.
we don't know what they've been through. We don't know what kind of wife she is. We don't know what kind of husband he is. And we doggone don't know, like you said, what's gonna happen 5, 10, 15 years from now. Because I feel like it's better to wait on that conversation until 15 years. Because
Yeah.
then you eliminate the possibility of having to do a whole bunch of cleanup work if, God forbid, and I'm not putting this on that marriage or anyone's marriage, but if God forbid the marriage ends,
Yeah.
then you don't have to go back and say, oh, well, we did make this book and I still think that those principles are great, but,
The
it
whole
just doesn't
Megan
apply.
Good and
And Devon Franklin,
Devon
which
Franklin.
I love them.
I
Shout
love
out
them
to
both.
Megan Good
Absolutely.
and Devon Franklin, and for Shiggles, Jonathan Major. Shout out to you too. But that's just,
It's out of control.
I it don't it just, and that can be true, like the principles can be true and it can work, but I'm just saying, I think the person giving the message matters. It matters
Absolutely.
if
It
you
matters.
are
Yeah.
if you have been married for 1 or 2 years and you're on an interview talking about how God did this wonderful thing for you, versus, and the whole interview is about that. Now
Whole interview. If they
I've
touched on it, it would have
it's
been
yeah, it's like, oh, that's obviously you're newlywed, you're excited. We're
yeah.
talking about your book though. Okay, we're talking
Right.
about your book, and congratulations on your new marriage. God did that, and she could say, hallelujah, God did that. Yeah, so about my book about how to start your business
Yeah,
and this and that.
exactly.
That's because who does, I think, move like that. And I don't know, Brisha Webb.
Oh,
She's
I
so cute.
yes. And she does move like that. Yes, I
She's a little
really
older too. I think she's over 35.
oh, is she? I
You know what?
figure
I
her
don't
and
know.
Angel, that chick Angel,
I
they are really good friends. So
They're
that
really
would
good
make
friends, and
sense
I think
as
she's. I don't even. I think she's, because that chick Angel, I think, is like 43,
she's my
44.
age. Yeah.
Okay, and so Brisha might be 40, 39, 40. Honestly, I think she's a little younger than Angel, not like a lot younger, but. So I know that she does. She put out her wedding and she put
Hmm.
out the developments of her marriage, but I feel like she's not putting out a relationship book. She's
She
not
absolutely.
going on interviews talking about my man, my
Hmm.
man, my man only. It's no,
Uh-huh.
this is my TV show. Y'all want to talk about my relationship? Of course. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm grateful. He's a great
Let me
guy.
put that insert and that's it. It's
Yeah,
just an
and
insert.
then okay, now back to Run the World, second season, fourth season, All Stars, da, 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 da. And I just
Yeah.
I think that to me is, again, don't listen to me because single auntie over here ain't got no husband. But all I'm saying is, if the message is for women like me who are
Yeah.
single, who eventually do want to be married, I think that there's a better approach on that.
Yeah,
I think that
absolutely.
it's not just God will do it, God will do it. This is probably what you should focus on and
Yeah,
be open to receive it when God
absolutely.
does do it, so that you can actually know and
That
recognize
this is,
that this
yes,
is someone that's godly,
godly sent.
that
Yeah.
can, yeah, that you can
Hmm.
build a godly future with and create a
Yeah.
godly legacy with.
Yeah.
Anyway.
100%. And the only last thing I have to say is I agree wholeheartedly. I think that in this particular case, that it's something that just needs to kind of run its course. Like, even with me, I still am fairly new in my marriage. And if ever somebody asks me for marital advice, I'm like, it's hard work and you just need to pray and go to therapy. That's all I got, baby. That's all I got. Don't ask me nothing else. I can't tell you. I can't call it. You got to eyeball it. You got to eyeball it. I be like stuttering, like, you are married, yes, but the no, but for real, I hope that women can start spreading and sending the right message and not making that to be the center of what it, this is be all for women. We want to be, yes, yes. Maybe there are some women that don't want a significant other and don't want to be married. Chelsea Handler was just on an interview and she was saying that she says, I'm 47. People still ask me if I want to have kids. And she's like, I told you guys over and over, I do not want to have kids. I don't know why you guys don't believe me when I say. And she was literally going on and on and on about it. And I was like, daggone it, Chelsea, you right. Somebody say something, believe them the first time. Don't keep asking them like they're going to change their mind.
Yeah. And then if she pop up with a kid at 55, that's fine too.
That's her business. That's her prerogative. So that's all I got on that.
Okay. Well,
Good
y'all,
conversation.
that was a good conversation. Y'all make sure that y'all let us know what you think about this. I know this was like more of a, like, from the Christian perspective. We're Christians, and we grew up as church girls. We're working out, or at least I know I'm working out. My own
What, working
personal
out? Wait.
relationship.
Oh,
No,
I'm like,
just
working out what? You working
yeah,
out
working out a
at the crib, baby?
no. It's just natural. But
Yeah.
no, yeah. So we're gonna be here next week. So y'all make sure that y'all come back again if you haven't already. Like we asked you at the beginning, it's okay. That ain't no problem. You still got time. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video to as many people in your phone. All right, y'all. We appreciate you, sis. What is you gonna end us off with a little
Sure. Y'all know
something
I've been on this
special?
dad joke kick. Okay. I don't always tell dad jokes. I tell him to other people too. I tell them to other people too. Sorry. I don't always tell dad jokes. I tell them to other people too. Not just to dad.
But all
That
right,
was the
not
best
too
I could do
shabby.
tonight.
Not
Not
too
too shabby.
shabby,
Not too
sis.
shabby. I'm going to have a good
Not
one next
too
time for
shabby.
y'all.
Y'all, we'll see y'all here next week.